Hi everybody, welcome back to another episode of FrankieQ TM's vlog. So this week we are back with a different video for everybody since we've been riding for the past I would say 4 months already. Where we've tried to come up with a review of gear for like super beginners, because if you guys have seen our series is all about getting my wife, a super beginner on mountain biking, to follow me on the trails, to follow me in the bike parks. And today what we're going to go over is a few essential items that I think is very important for first-time riders and beginners to acquire. All these gear that I have here are the essentials. So basically what that means is your initial investment into mountain biking. But none of the gear that I've chosen are the most expensive. They're not the most expensive. They're medium range price. So basically it helps, mountain biking equipment can get really expensive. So it might not be a good idea for you to just go ahead and buy all that great gear in the beginning, because honestly, you as a beginner, you just don't know if you're going to continue biking or not. But in terms of the situation that we're in with my wife, Ellen, she's behind the camera. So basically we've already planned, we've already determined, okay, she's gonna come along, she's gonna ride with us. And today we're just gonna review what the essentials are and what we've been doing with the equipment and how we've been treating the equipment and the pricing of equipment. And as well, if you guys want to support us, I will leave the affiliate links in below. You can purchase all what you see here on the table through Amazon, and that would definitely help us. So with that, we're gonna start getting into the top 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 items, 6 essential items you need to have as a beginner for mountain biking. So let's start. So the first item that is basic, a requirement, is a helmet. So basically, I'm pretty sure you guys have old bicycle helmets that's sitting in the garage, and or you have a friend's helmet, or basically an older helmet. That helmet might be for city bikes, or it might be for small kids BMX helmets. I don't want to say you can't use those, but they are not designed for mountain biking, because there's a couple of things that I will talk about to what to look for in a helmet. But a basic Fox helmet like this is like I will leave the description, and I will leave this link in the description. So basically what you're looking at here is the important thing of a mountain biking helmet is the rear. Okay, a lot of road helmets or some of the city helmets, you might see this come down and then it'll end early. It doesn't protect as much as the mountain bike helmet, the behind your head. So one of the advantages of having a mountain biking helmet is that it gives you more protection rather than a regular a city bike helmet or just a regular road helmet. And also, a lot of times you see beginners struggling is that with having a older helmet, fitting those helmets, a lot of times when you buy city helmets, you buy them because when you put the helmet on, it feels good, it feels comfy and all that. But feeling comfy is a problem with mountain biking helmets, because feeling comfy and having that much space when you're riding is actually not good for mountain biking. Because when you're mountain biking, the number one priority is that the helmet fits really snug, so that when you're riding, okay, you're going through like rough terrain and your head is gonna bobble. And having that city helmet that's sitting around at home is gonna bobble like this in your head, and you're not gonna be able to see, because the helmet's gonna come in your vision, out of your vision, into your vision, out of your vision, and you're gonna like struggle viewing where you're going on the trail, and that's not what you want. And if that's happening to you, what's gonna happen is you're gonna slow down a lot, you're not gonna ride, you're gonna worry more about your helmet, you're gonna keep pushing your helmet back up so you can view, and that's not what you want. So the best way to do is try and get a mountain biking helmet that actually has these secure, you know, it secures your head, you know, with this thing. You know, Fox has these, and it really secures your head into the helmet rather than having, you know, just a regular random helmet that just only buckles in one direction. So that is key. In this helmet right here, I will leave the link in the description and through Amazon. And I probably got this helmet for what, less than 40 bucks on sale, and looking through various platforms, and you can find this, you know, relatively cheap. Okay, the second item that we want, and that is a necessity, is elbow guards. So I've got this brand from 7IDP. I've never used them before, and this would be, I guess, the 4th month that we've been using it since we've been riding for 18 weeks total. So 7IDP is not a super expensive brand, but I do like the fact that, you know, they have a lot of versatility in their elbow guards, because you can, you know, they have this right here, which these Velcro, and you can Velcro both sides. It's not the ones with, you know, you only Velcro one side. You know, you can adjust both ends on the bicep area, through the bicep area, and you can also adjust both ends in the forearm area, which is very good. And I got this for my wife, and because beginners really need full elbow guards, because when you're riding from the start, you know, there's always that possibility that you're falling, that you might fall. So elbow guards is there for that protection. And as well as riding the trails, there's always debris. There's always, you know, rocks flying out. There is trees, branches, bushes, whole bunch of stuff that you can see on the trails that, you know, that might scratch you if you don't wear anything, you know. And the number one thing we want to protect yourself is during mountain bike rides, because you want to ride more and more consistently every weekend, and you don't want to get hurt on the first 2-3 times because you don't have an elbow guard. And I think this is a necessity. I've seen a lot of beginners go without an elbow guard, and I don't think that is a very smart way to do it, because you just never know as a beginner what's going to happen to you on the trail, because, you know, the confidence is not there. You're still guessing. You're still trying to feel the bike. You're still trying to learn how to brake, front brakes, rear brakes, and you have to think about what gear you want to use. And plus, right now, also now you have dropper seat post, so all these things affect you on how you ride, because so many things are happening at once. And when some things, a lot of times what I happen to see is when things happen a lot at once, a lot of beginners tend to freeze up, lock up, and just kind of forget the riding, and they just fall, or they'll just fall because they don't know what to do. So elbow guards is important. Second thing is knee guard. Knee guard is just as important as elbow guards, because they're super important, because as beginners, I see a lot of my wife in riding, and I see her first 2 times when she rides, she's very scared of going faster, and then she tenses up, so her knees are like, you know, very tense, and they're not loose at all. So what happens is your knees keep, you know, when you're going down a rocky road, your knees keep hitting the top tube. So, you know, by the end of first day, her knees are all bruised her inner knees will be bruised because she keeps hitting the top tube. And knee pads are very important for that. And also your knees, as well as your elbows, are like kind of pointing toward down the trail. So if there's any debris on the bottom, your knees are first. You know, your knees are there, so you don't want to get scratched. And plus, if you fall or anything, your bike is there. You don't want your knees getting hurt, and then it would be game over for the first time of riding. Plus, the 7 IDP for the knees, they've been holding up very well, because my wife, if you guys check out our video, we've been riding, and then she went through a whole bunch of falls. I would say she went through at least 4 or 5 falls, somewhere around there. One major fall in Marshall Canyon, but she at least went through 4 or 5 falls. And I mean, if you check out if you check out this quality, the goods, they're not like, it's still pretty new. And we've been putting this through the wash and dryer. I know we're not supposed to put the wash in dryer because you might lose your elasticity, but the elasticity is still here. It's still good. I mean, it's still very, it's still there. It's not like some cheap guard that dies within first 2 months of wearing it. This has been pretty abused and pretty used, and it's still holding up. And from the looks of it, I think this will hold up for another 1.5 to 2 years until this elasticity goes away. But then 2-3 years riding every weekend with $60 investment, that's like pretty good. I think that's pretty good, because you can abuse these and to that extent. So I think this is highly recommended. Okay, the fourth item that I want to talk about, and I think it's super important, is the fact that you need to get some Vans. So as I've seen a lot of beginners on the trails, whether it's at Sky Park, well, mostly at Sky Park, I see the problem with a lot of beginners wearing sneakers. So, with regular sneakers, like this Puma right here, this is a regular sneaker, and I see a lot of beginners wear these sneakers and then they go ride. So these sneakers are designed to like bend this way, right? So if this is designed to bend, it can also bend this way. So bending this way on against your platform, against your flat pedals, is not like good, because you want like maximum grip and maximum, stability and maximum support from the bottom soles. So you don't want your shoes doing this while you're riding. So I would put an X on wearing just regular tennis shoes, because riding regular tennis shoes, it's not good. Plus, the fabric on this is so, if you come close to any branch, it's just gonna leave one big hole right into it. You're gonna get a gash right into your feet, which is not recommended. So the cheapest way that I would go about is get on Amazon, buy some Vans. So because Vans are perfect, you got a nice flat, stiff support platform that can go onto your flat pedals, which is like totally needed. And Vans aren't the most expensive. They're rough, they're rugged, they're it's designed for skateboarding, but I also think at the same time it is totally designed, you can totally buy this off of Amazon or off of any place you've seen, locally, the Vans shoes, because they're cheap. You could probably get this for under what, $30? Something like that. If you have there's an outlet next to you, go find the Vans and get those Vans, and then put them in your arsenal. Because even if you decide to not mountain bike afterwards, these Vans, you can still wear them. Fifth thing that is a must is getting a pair of nice gloves. Okay, I think getting a pair of nice gloves out of this whole thing, maybe the gloves might be the most expensive thing per sizing. I'm not sure, but you could probably get this for $25, less than $25. But why gloves are so important? Because as a beginner going downhill, and first of all, you need grip. So you're gonna grip a lot here, and having that grip is good. Also, your hands are the first contact on your handlebars, right? other than your wheels, but your hands are outside. If you're riding mountain bikes like this, your hands are outside, and what's on the outside edge of the trails? There's gonna be debris, there's gonna be branch, there's gonna be all that stuff outside of your hands, and these things will keep hitting your hands. If you're going bare hands, you go you won't go long until you say, okay, I'm gonna stop, because your hands are gonna hurt. You're gonna get these cuts all over. So it's recommended. Also, it also adds a layer of protection, because a lot of beginners end up holding the brakes going down a trail or somewhere steep, and you hold the brakes too long and you go too slow, and then you start having to balance. And as a beginner, your balance is not going to be perfect, track trial balancing, right? You balance a little bit, you're gonna fall, you're gonna jump, because you're totally stopped. So I see a lot of what my wife has been doing is like, once she sees something really steep, she slows down a lot, and to the point where she's gonna lock her both wheels up, and then at that point there's nothing left to do for her to get off the bike, right? Because she's got nowhere to go. So she's either gonna fall to her left, where she's gonna place her hand on the ground, or she's gonna fall to her right and she's gonna place her hand on the ground. And on the ground it's all dirt, rocks and stuff, and having this layer of protection really, really helps. And I recommend getting a full finger. The half fingered on the road bikes are great. You can take out your phone, swipe your phone and all that. But for mountain biking, I don't think it's that good, because you also have these two fingers that's constantly on the brakes. They're constantly braking. So I would get a full finger. And when you're riding road bikes, there's no debris flying, right? There's no debris on your hands. There's no debris. There's nothing there. So it doesn't hurt, right? But then mountain biking, when you get into the trails, it's gonna hurt. So that's important. And the last essential item is just a pair of shades, just random pair of shades. Any shade that is not too big, okay? So in that, try and find a shade that is gonna stay where your nose is, and it's not gonna come down this way as you sweat, because you don't want riding and then all of a sudden you're looking like this and you have to push your glasses back up, and you want your glasses and your shade to kind of fit like this. You don't want your glasses to keep banging, right? You kind of maybe a suggestion is to bring a helmet along to buy your shades. And I would say shades you can pick up anywhere. You can pick up CVS, Walgreens, Walmart. Just buy cheap ones, because once you fall, these shades are gonna fly out. If you buy expensive shades, you're gonna fear on riding these trails. You're gonna be like, oh, I don't wanna lose my shades. And that's like, the whole point of you riding is to get better at riding, and you wanna push your limits a little bit further each time you ride. So I think having a cheap pair of shades as a beginner is pretty important, because it protects rocks from flying into your eyes, protects branches from hitting you in your eye and all that. So with that, I will leave all the links in the description. Please, if you have time, check all the stuff out, buy them, get out, ride your mountain bike, go ride with your spouse, be happy, and maybe in the future you'll be able to send it with your wife. Okay, last but not least, I owe you guys an explanation on why, when you come to my page or Patreon page, that you see the logo Send It. So basically, when I just recently, I was born in Taiwan, and then we moved to California when we were very young. And so now I've went back to Taiwan, met my wife, and now she's here in the States with me. And the Send It logo is basically, something that I aspire to try and do everything in my life. Basically, when you see something, you go for it. And then when you go for it, it's like when you're also in action sports, that going for it means sending it, right? So you know, the company that I'm trying to run right now. So it's whether it's YouTube or whether it's the Kwai Wheels, whether it's another, you know, bringing more merchandise to you guys. You know, I want to use the, you know, I like the term send it. And so basically, the merch that I've been talking to you guys about is the Send It hoodies and the Send It t-shirts. I did go, you know, right now we're on Teespring, but the future outlook is we're gonna try and move out of Teespring so we can get better products. Because I went on Teespring and we ordered a few samples. Socks is one of the things. I thought socks was gonna be good, but then it didn't really come out to my expectations, so I canned it. And the other thing was leggings for women. You know, I had the Send It logo on the leggings. I didn't think the quality was that great, so I canned that as well. So after a few of those items not coming back, I think the two items, I think the two best items out of Teespring that I ordered is the t-shirt, which is what I'm wearing right now, and the hoodies. I've adjusted the pricing so that it's, you know, it's not like super expensive, but you know, which is not bad. But the t-shirt is, the print is pretty cool. The material is pretty good. So I recommend getting them. Support us. And also the hoodies is not the thickest hoodie they have, but the material is really nice and soft. It's really good. The inner material is like a, you know, it's almost fleece-like. You know, it's really soft and it's really nice. So if you guys want to support us, support our channel, there's a few ways. You can, you know, of course, with this video, use our affiliate link, Amazon affiliate link, to buy any of the merchandise that we talk about as a beginner. You can also go to our Patreon page, support us, and you can also buy our merch on, you know, on Teespring. So basically, I will leave all that in the description in below. And with that, just want to let you guys know, appreciate all the views, even though it's not that much, but I do have some viewers. And we'll try to continue to do more and more videos, and we're gonna try and improve a lot more in the future. With that, please subscribe, please hit that thumbs up, please hit the notification bell, and we'll see you next week.